the saga of the Krypton life. When some of the days go wrong and then some of the days go right. Meaning life can make you weak, but we can walk you to the light. The life where dreams come true are just the nightmares of the hype. Where love and hate are roommates, pleasure and pain are friends. Peace and war and lovers, insane and insane are twins. Cause I want it all and nothing ain't enough for me. And all I need is love, but why y'all all up under me? Plus I would like to see every single lady's sex face. At the same time, man, I'm looking for my soulmate. I feel so religious, spirits living up above. But I gotta admit, I want my chariot with doves. And I could be your Superman and I could set you free. But honestly, I need the cash and I'm charging a fee. For my cigarettes and water, my fruit juice and my alcohol, my salads and my pork chop. I got high cholesterol. Lois said she loved me, then she hit me up for child support. Lex baby mama ain't gon' never take his ass to court. Got me in this nightclub, trying to get my mind right. When she bent over, I was looking at my whole life. So once upon a time on a planet called Earth, a man dug in his pockets just to see what he was worth. Well, rabbit is more than Eric B. and Rakim. Then the infinite power that he was holding within got him kinda confused, obligated, misused. Got in front of a microphone a couple times and he spewed his whole guts. Some of the things he loved and some of the things he lost. Some of the folk he hate, some of the folk he trust. And thus mixtape became an album. Your first installment has started. You're welcome.
Yo, I'm about to freestyle. No, I'm not. Absolutely not. So, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. You see the thumbnail, hopefully. And we're going to have a nice little discussion about, say goodbye to the bad guy, okay? Okay? You don't know. One kwelu, kwelu, she love me in the morning. Now, so yesterday I'm at work. And one of my coworkers, she had asked me, she said, how old is it like when young boys start, touching on themselves? And I'm like, I said, I say around 12, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere between, I told her right before they hit teenagers, you might get that. And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, cuz I don't want, him in the room with his sister. I don't want him to do nothing to his sister. And I was like, listen, ain't no boy trying to mess with their little sister. I said, the only time you get a boy who does something like that is if somebody touched him as a child. If he got a regular childhood, he ain't doing nothing to nobody. But I get, wanting them to be in separate rooms. But this, immediately, you're going to think all of a sudden he's going to be the villain of a Tyler Perry movie. Too early, man. It's too freaking early for that. So we had a little conversation. And she's like, I didn't even think about that. I was like, look, even when you're talking about men who are hypersexual, a lot of times they had a sexual experience early. I said, but see, when it's with women, they don't count it. It's not said nothing. And she's like, you know what? You're right. So then I'm looking, at a video. I think I saw it on Facebook and Instagram, right? Old black man, he was like, listen, black man invent the stoplight, white man invent the ticket. Black man invent the light bulb, white man invent, the light bill. He said, black man invent the phone. I'm guessing he's talking about the cell phone, but who knows? He could be talking about the real phone too, knowing America's history. He said, white man invent what? The telephone bill. So we get into this conversation and I'm looking, I'm like, and then I'm seeing all this stuff about, the economic despair of America and people tripping about the immigrants coming in and people tripping about this upcoming election. And, I talked about the thing with Ricky Smiley. I saw the thing with Steve Harvey, and it just dawned on me just, out of blue, like, yo, America got to say goodbye to the bad guy. And really, because as black men, we've been villainized since we were children into our adulthood about, just people's ridiculous fears and concepts about what we are and what we will possibly do, perhaps, and all this other stuff. And I realized, I said, part of America's problem is it spent too much money demonizing black men. So for America to ever get out of this hole, you're gonna have to stop demonizing us. Do I think y'all gonna do it? Absolutely not. But do I think you're gonna put yourself in a position where you can't afford it because you really can't afford it now? Absolutely. So this is what I mean. Shout out to Edward Anderson, by the way. America brought in all of the immigrants back in the day with the Ellis Island thing. Bring me your sick, bring me your poor, bring me your blah, 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 blah. And it was bring me your white folks from somewhere else, basically. Because it was too many black people at the time. We need to get bigger numbers, so we got to bring in a whole bunch of other people because of the fear of the niggers. They gonna get us back for all the trifling stuff we done. We gotta get our numbers up and be the majority again because we don't want to fall claim to the niggers. That's stupid. The birth of a nation. They gonna take the white women. That. So they brought all these groups of people here, and what ensued? A bunch of crime and famine. That's what happened. And then people getting into it because of all their differences. So, but hey, you brought all these people for that, right? And then eventually, you're gonna be white like we white, and we all hate them. And it's like, oh, okay, all right. So, let's fast forward a little bit with something that cracks me up. During the civil rights movement, after that, you had a lot of black men working what we would consider middle class jobs, or let's just say World War II, middle class America. You had too much middle class America, right? Too many black people. Like to this day, you hear people talking about their granddad worked at the plant. You know what I'm saying? He had a pension, blah, blah, blah. Even though they was doing a lot of trifling stuff to us as black people, you had a lot of black men who were working, right? But then what did they do? We have to globalize. We have to fire all these people and open these plants and go here and go there. And we can't hire. We're sick of these black people actually living an American dream too. So we gotta kill all of this. But what did they do? They created what we call, a global economy. That was the seed to it, right? And the interesting thing is, this is why I gotta say shout out to Edward Anderson, right? If anybody's familiar with, Bill Clinton and NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement, right? Which means we can trade, the United States can trade freely between Canada and Mexico. It's free trade, right? These people so stupid that, I want you to hear me when I say this. They took these plants to China and they could have took them to Mexico. Because, we got to get it all the way out of here. They took it, they took, what do you call that? Jobs to India. They could have took them to Mexico or Canada. They just didn't want to. They didn't want to, right? They didn't want to pay us, but then they didn't want to pay the white people above us or the Hispanic people below us. But they wanted the Hispanic people to come in here and work for peanuts when they could have just set up a whole plant there. And there were companies that did set up plants there, but we would rather go to China. And it's like, okay. And now they mad that China became a superpower. It's like, that's your fault. But why did you go there in the first place? because you only wanted a certain group of people making money. You didn't want to pay everybody in America. You only wanted to pay certain type of people in America. So guess what? The one of the biggest causes of America's downfall, it ain't our fault. As black men, it ain't our fault. But somehow we're always on the mind of white America, and part of their, we can't let them Negroes get nothing. Part of what jammed them up. Let's talk about the war on drugs. We got the, so let me get this right. During this whole time, you have drugs being brought into this country, and then you brought all of these police forces. You militarized a lot of them because, it's the blacks. The blacks are just, selling crack in the streets, and it's like, oh, okay. So now you didn't hired all these cops and created all these divisions that's supposed to be hard on crime. But here's the problem. You only wanted to arrest a certain type of person. You didn't want to arrest, a lot of times, you don't want to arrest the cartels. You don't want to arrest the quote unquote mobsters. You didn't want to arrest the triads and the yakuza, the Asians. You get what I'm saying? You didn't want to arrest, a lot of times you didn't want to arrest the Hispanics like that. You just wanted to arrest the brothers. And then it became the black dudes and the Mexicans. They was getting out of line and doing too much stuff and bringing in too much dope, right? But the interesting thing about it is what happened. As far as the drug trade goes, a lot of brothers kind of just slowed down on that. So you just spent all this money on these police. You just spent all this money on these prisons, and now you ain't got enough black people to fill them because we ain't getting in trouble like that. We ain't getting locked up like that. So now you got to say goodbye to the bad guy, right? You got to say goodbye to the bad guy. Now, you might have to bust everybody else, but guess what? You don't want to. So we're not going to be around for all of these problems. As a matter of fact, what a lot of y'all doing is y'all making, see, a lot of people don't want to hear this, but one of the main reasons they making weed legal so many places, so they can have all the high white folks running around. See, because you're going to assume you're going to see people high. You're just going to say, you're going to look from afar and say, oh, they smoking weed. No, they're not. No, they're not. They on much stronger stuff. Y'all just going to blame it on, it's a certain strand does this and that. No, you're going to see a lot of drug addicts out. Like in all these cities and states, the bigger it gets, you're going to see them. Because, hey, we can't lock them up. We just got to let them run around. Remember was that Ohio, I want to say, where they were telling the police officers they was walking around with Narcan or whatever, basically because they was having so many overdoses. So they had the Narcan to bring these people back because you got to save them when they white folks. And this is what I mean by America, say goodbye to the bad guy. We not around here doing all this craziness as it would be, as the stereotype would make it seem. We're not doing all this stuff. So now because you can't actually deal with the fact that America has issues, like other people have dysfunction in their communities, because you don't want to deal with that, it's just only going to get worse, like it always has. So when I say goodbye to the bad guy, we're not around to be blamed for all the stuff that you're seeing now. As a matter of fact, what you're really seeing is the opposite. Even on YouTube. How many police chases have you seen on YouTube? How many? How many times have you seen guys in fast cars just flying by cops and chasing cops, motorcycles, blah, blah, motorcycles, Corvettes, Hellcats, Mustangs, just riding, just Camaros just flying. Them ain't really black dudes, dog. No plates riding around, just boom everywhere. It's like, oh, okay. But guess what? You can't blame us. You can't blame us for that. And you seem to never be able to catch these people. Never. He don't have no plates, and he don't have he got a page, and he's got a hashtag, Instagram handle on his car, but we just can't never catch him. I'm not trying to hear that. So now you got to deal with all this other stuff in the country. This is where a lot of people are really going to be stuck in a very near future. The other thing, because I was about to talk about school, when they talk about education, I was listening to Willie D yesterday. Shout out to Willie D. And he was talking about dress codes in school, telling parents they can't come to school any kind of way. And one thing he kept saying was, parents coming there, parents coming there, parents coming there. But the pictures was mothers. It's all mothers. There was no fathers in these pictures, just mothers. So the interesting thing was, no bonnets, no pajamas, no revealing clothes. You get what I'm saying? And then we got to men, no bonnets, no slippers. Yeah. Thank you. No robes. But then they got to say with men, no sagging pants. And I'm like, sagging pants? What you talking about, sagging pants? Man, brothers don't be, you ain't going to be seeing, you're not going to see parents with sagging pants running around here as grown men. As a matter of fact, the vast majority of us, are not allowed really in the school like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not us. But the issue is what? You got to blame us. You got to blame us. And since you got to blame us, you do the let's not address the elephant in the room, which is them over there. Let's just encompass this and say everybody. And it's not everybody. Because guess what? Y'all didn't, black men aren't walking around with, grown black men now aren't walking around with bonnets and pajamas on. We ain't walking around with robes on. It's the kids doing that because they dress like they doggone mamas. That's happening for sure. Brothers ain't walking around here, revealing. I don't even know what that. Like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But the issue is you gotta say goodbye to the bad guy, because you don't want to address the real issue. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, America has had decades, centuries of blaming black men for everything. And truth be told, America has a hard time dealing with the issues. This ain't actually black men doing this. It ain't actually. We've been blaming them. I mean, we've been making money blaming them. But now, like, we gotta go out here and take an extra reach to blame them. Now, we just going, it's just their fault. And it's like, how? How is it their fault? What are they doing? Think about it. Even when it comes to the restaurants and nightclub scene. Nightclub scene been dead, but they used to have all these rules for brothers. All these rules for black. You can't come in here like this. Whether it's a black establishment, a white establishment, a Hispanic establishment, it was all these rules. You can't do this. You can't do that. You dress like these white people, but you black, so you can't dress like that. Oh, okay. You dress like these Hispanic people, but you black, so you can't dress like that. Oh, okay. No problem. No problem. So you know what's about to happen? I ain't coming. I ain't coming. And what you've seen over the years was a lot of these businesses go under. No hats, no tennis shoes, no jerseys, no jeans, but everybody there wearing hats and tennis shoes and jerseys and jeans. And it's like, oh, I can't come in here. Okay. Because, you know, now we have what about that spot? Oh, they closed. Man, people still go over that? Nah, they don't go over there like that. Oh, okay. You know, that's what you got. That's what you gonna get now. You can't go into this restaurant. I ain't got, bro. I ain't got to go in a restaurant no more. No problem. I ain't got to come over here. Because what a lot of people do, we started depending on which city you in, we started gravitating to black establishments. Like, hey man, we know like we ain't got all these problems. And if not, I remember it's to go. I'm getting everything to go. And then I ain't coming no more. Like I ain't. What you mean? Because guess what? You ain't making no money at the bar. All these other people that you wanted to be there, they ain't spending money like that. So now you got to say goodbye to the bad guy because all you people thought, y'all swore to God that if those black hoodlum thuggish guys don't show up to our establishment, we'll make a whole lot of money and we have a great crowd. What happened? Y'all just had white people skipping out on the bill, or y'all don't want to talk about this, but these white establishments, Hispanic establishments, they be giving people the hookup. Y'all like to use that, black people give each other the hookup. Oh, white people give each other the hookup. Hispanic people give each other the hookup. It's so funny, damn, man, where all the alcohol go? Oh, we was chilling with my buddy and, we were just drinking and da. And slowly but surely, they running people out of business. They overcharged us and hooked everybody else up. It's like, okay, well, cool. Ain't nobody coming in no more. It's like, it's all good. No problem. But guess what? Say goodbye to the bad guy. It's not our fault. It is not our fault. Going back, not necessarily to the education thing, but to the parenting thing. See, even the baby mamas got to say goodbye to the bad guy. See, it used to... That stereotype of, oh man, these black men just abandon their kids. They're not around. They're not good people. They're not good fathers. Somehow, he said, Pog parties, you trifling for that solo. It's all good. But somehow you start seeing all these fathers going through all of these shenanigans. And see, here's the issue. What I'm about to say is relevant in this aspect. People were saying black men were bad people and bad fathers, but people have been seeing over and over and over and over again, no, it's just they playing a lot of games with these black men because they can. But see, here's a problem. And this is where a lot of people don't want to talk about some things. Black men aren't making as many kids as back in the day. And I know that child support is definitely one of the reasons why. I know family court is definitely one of the reasons why. So now you got all these issues with these mothers out here, all these issues that these mothers are having. And it's like, it's not the father. See, now you're seeing the opposite. And now you're seeing involved fathers fighting trifling mothers because that's the only kind of power they feel like they have. Now you're seeing, good fathers fighting the whole court system, and the court system know they full of it, but they getting paid on the back end, so they gonna rule in his favor because they ruling for the money. They don't care about the kids. So my thing is, at this point, you better say goodbye to the bad guy because you started doing this with everybody now. See, now white people had the same problem in family court. Now Hispanics have the same problem in family court. Asians, same problem in family court. And they starting to look at America differently. And this is one of the reasons I'm talking about this. Yeah, it's a cigar bar by so the brother owns a cigar bar by my crib. I got to go over there. I stopped smoking cigars back in the day, but I got to go support. But now, you're seeing all these other groups of people kind of looking at America with a side eye because all of these other people who were men, they swore to God they were better men. I'm not like those guys. I'm not that. I went to school. I got an education. I got a good job. I'm a law-abiding citizen. They'll be fair to me. Then it's like, whew. And white guys learned the hard way because they was throwing the book at them because they was trying to get all they paper. That's why you had the MRAs. So it's like, we got a problem. So now you got to say goodbye to the bad guy, because all of a sudden these other guys going through it too, and they can't blame us. And here's a stickler about even child support. Black men historically and predominantly pay child support more consistently. What that tell you? See, it's a lot of white guys who went to jail for child support, which is interesting to me because they just let them in and out. It's like, brothers, a lot of us we don't really go to jail for child support like that. But they make up stuff with us. Get like the guy here in Texas, he got sent to jail for overpaying. They get extreme with us. And this is part of the problem when I say America say goodbye to the bad guy, because America's been so accustomed to doing extreme things and everybody being cool with it, that now it looks stupid. Because you got all this stuff on camera and you're like, hey man, what are y'all doing? What are we doing here? Because all of this, at the end of the day, and this is why I'm saying that even with the court system, in the next 5 to 10 years, the court system finna be a thing. It's not gonna be a thing of the past, but they're gonna have to fire a lot of people. Because you're not gonna have all them cases. You're not gonna have all these family court cases, all these divorce cases, all these child support cases. You're gonna have to cut that staff significantly. That's what's gonna happen. You black men need to be more responsible. Okay, we're more responsible. Fine, whatever. We ain't doing all this. We ain't participating in this. So we ain't gonna participate. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's been happening. We're not gonna participate. And when we don't participate, you got problems. Because America really has been eating and living off of us. A small percentage of the population has been feeding a larger percentage of the population. And now that's dying out. Thank you. Because I was about to get to that. Because the teachers are quitting. The teachers ain't quitting school because of the fathers. The teachers are quitting school because of the mothers parenting. So when they say all these and the teachers can't say nothing to these fathers because the teachers remember, I can't let that guy in. We gonna call the mama. Somebody call the police. Lock the doors. It's the father coming through. And then the father's like, all right, man, y'all all right? Y'all have at it. Y'all have at it. We getting there. We getting there, Solo. But now the teachers and some of these teachers are mothers, and they like, I don't want to say it's the mother's fault, but it's the mother's fault. It's like, that's why, we need mentors. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. What you need to do is go ahead and just admit these kids need to be with their daddy. You have a better society. But no. You still want to play these games? You deal with the consequences. Now, fast forward into something else. America got to say goodbye to the bad guy when it comes to last hired, first fired. See, as a black man, we know the story of last hired, first fired. We're gonna get the blame for everything on the job. Here's the problem. Why all of these businesses going under? Why all these businesses in the red? Why all these great companies falling apart? Is it our fault? Because we the last hired and first fired. No. Obviously, y'all ain't been doing something right the whole time. And this is why I got to go back to America having this thing where it could spare no expense if you blame a black man. We could spare no expense. We got to protect ourselves to make sure. We got to move all the way out here because of the niggers. We got to set up this subdivision because of the niggers. We got to set up this new police force because of the niggers. We got to set up this new corporation over here because of the niggers. We got to hire all of these people because we don't want to deal with the niggers. It's like, okay. All right, cool. It's the niggers' fault. Okay, cool. Now you over there. Y'all doing your thing. Okay. What happened? What happened? Why your company going under? Don't all the good white people you hire aren't they good workers? They're producing for you. Oh, okay, so they're not producing for you. What's the problem? Oh, you can't skim them on their paycheck because they white. You can't do that. You got to pay them because they're gonna fight you, right? And you're not gonna fire them because they white, right? And I know the story is, when you hire the Hispanics and you hire the Asians, is that the Hispanics are hard workers, but they try to skip out on their paychecks messing with them, and then every now and then they get all their stuff stole. They get their money one way or the other. And when it comes to the Asians, they swear to God that they so smart, and then they get them in these positions and they complete utter idiots. And then everything just falls apart. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is, right? America, say goodbye to the bad guy, because obviously, y'all know what y'all doing. Just like Bunker was talking about. Who's going to McDonald's? Nobody. Burger King? Nobody. Subway? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. It's like, oh, okay, this what we doing? No problem. Now we not around for this. See, and I'm gonna tell you what the next frontier is about to be. Insurance. I knew, I had got my insurance license when I was like 20, 21, something like that. But I didn't get into the business though. But I had the conversation about the actuaries because every now and then I bring it up. The older I get, the higher my car insurance gets. How that work? Car paid off, high insurance get higher. What? Every year insurance get higher. Oh, let's do a bundle deal. Bundle deal higher. Say, bruh, then you can go to this other company, double and triple. And I'm like, I'm gonna tell y'all what's finna happen. So what y'all think y'all gonna keep doing is all this younger generation of people can't afford cars, or they Ubering everywhere. So you think what you gonna do as an insurance company is play this rate game where you got white people with the lowest rates, then you got black people with the highest rates, but you say Asians are the worst drivers. So the older I get, the higher my insurance get. And every now and then I say something, talk to my coworkers, yeah, man, I only pay da-da-da-da-da. What company you with? We with the same company? And you pay that and I pay this. And I live in Texas, right? So they say Texas, you got the highest car insurance because all the accidents in Texas. What's the interesting thing? The same way the Black Manosphere was when they was putting guys up on game in every city and every state. And if y'all haven't done this, do this. Call somebody that that live in a different state that's around your same age and ask them what their car insurance is. You'll be surprised. Oh yeah, what you got? What you paying? Oh, I'm paying like $300. What you paying? Oh, I'm paying $320. Wait a minute. That's not a big difference. I thought your state was safer than my state. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm paying the same thing as you. They say y'all hiding them up. Exactly. So what's gonna wind up happening is what? People gonna start riding dirty. That's all that's gonna happen. People gonna start riding dirty. And the insurance company's gonna be like, hey man, same thing, let me tell y'all, same thing with homeowners insurance. You pay homeowners insurance, a natural disaster happen, you file a claim, you paying like $1,000, maybe $1,500 a year for maybe $1,200 a year for homeowners insurance, and then you file a claim, now you paying $3,000 a year for the same homeowners insurance. It's like, oh, okay, this is what we doing? All right, I got you. And all of the insurance companies in on it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're gonna get a discount with a new person. They all like, no, you filed a claim, you got to pay somebody. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. I got two paid off cars, and I'm at 330. What is it? 334. So I'm about to put one of my cars on liability. Say F it. But the issue is you're gonna have to say goodbye to the bad guy, because The reason I bring up the car insurance thing is because, like I said earlier, when you look on social media, that ain't us doing all this crazy driving. Now, I will say, I've seen some brothers do some crazy driving online, but it's predominantly white dudes. White dudes filming themselves, predominantly. Somehow they just ain't. And these guys keep having insurance, though, don't they? It's like, oh, okay. Now, the other thing, America got to say goodbye to the bad guy. Since you ran a lot of brothers off with all of your shenanigans, one of the beauties of it is you can't overcharge brothers no more. And a lot of black men know exactly what I'm talking about. You go to the car lot, somehow you getting overcharged. Even if you got good credit, they're gonna figure out a way to throw a little fee on you. Same thing with insurance, overcharged. Whether health insurance, overcharged. It's like, what are y'all doing? And a lot of brothers work out. So it doesn't add up to a lot of brothers like, man, I work out. I'm healthy. I got a clean bill of health. And my medical insurance keep going up. Well, you're getting older. Well, yeah, I'm getting older, but if I keep getting a clean, bruh, why am I paying the same amount as a person that done got cancer 13 times? What are we doing here? And let me tell you, ultimately what it is what I alluded to earlier. They overcharge us to make up the difference. That's all that is. America overcharges. With black men, we get overcharged. We get underemployed. We get, extra fees. We get shoddy service. So the worst thing that happened in America for all of its tactics was the internet. Because a lot of times we circumvent a lot of things not using the internet. See what I'm saying? It don't even make no sense. Don't make no dang on sense. And what people gonna start doing, they're gonna start carpooling. Watch. It's gonna be Uber and carpooling. And they're gonna get mad. Just like this is why the car industry going on under. What up, man? That's why the car industry went under. Because they was always overcharging, trying to get over on people. And what happened? People stopped buying cars. Man, I can't afford that. I can't afford it. I can't do it again. I'm not finna do it. All of those hustles, when guys used to talk about, even with the ladies, they used to always get their cars repoed because tax season, they get all this money. And then all of a sudden, they get another car. But a lot of brothers didn't get car after car after car after car because we was always paying something. Some of them might be. But America, you got to say goodbye to the bad guy. The other thing, and I can't talk on this all the way, but let's just say this. When it comes to policing in America, it's a whole lot of black cops sitting doing a patrol and on their job like, you know what? I'm working with a lot of criminals. They like to blame us, but it's a lot of criminals in this department. It's a lot of, and a lot of their friends is criminals. And they over here busting, they in the hood like a mug, but they over here drug running, car stealing, breaking and entering, breaking into people's businesses, shaking people down. And it's like, yeah. No, brother. No, brother. And would they give you that classic line? Yeah, what I'm saying? I just gotta, there's some things going on in the department. They just, it's a corrupt department. That's the line. It's it's corruption going. That's rampant. It's like, oh, if it's rampant, that's a problem. Give me 1 second. Yeah, my bad, fellas. But We like to play this game where we skip over all of the stuff that corrupt officers do. Same thing in the military. So it was dudes I know is in the military. It's a lot of little, it was a lot of people on one in the military that they still kind of got a job. Still got a job. But hey, they train killers, so they could be a see, you could, if you're a cop or if you're a soldier, you could be a serial killer. You could be a straight serial killer. And if you white, oh, hey man, we just gonna ignore that. He's doing a great job. It's like, hey man, oh, we're gonna have a problem here. We're gonna have a problem here. Can't take that everywhere on the planet, man. You can't take it. And of course on the job, but like I'm about to, you know what? I'm about to say something. Everybody remember the story of the white female cop that was giving it up to the whole department basically, and then she got caught, and then they paid her $500,000 for defamation when she the one she was starting herself out. This is what I mean by America say goodbye to the bad guy. You've been paying people for bad behavior so long, you don't know how to shut it off. So now when people talk about entitlements, it's not just, a racial thing as far as entitlement, it's a financial thing. But what happens when, you overdid it? You overdid it. Like, let me rewind the tape on this one. That's why I was talking about the Ricky Smiley and even the Steve Harvey thing. You got black men talking that, hey man, you need to support because we said so, and because you should. If you don't vote, what you gonna do? What you gonna get the next time? Analytics say that the next time, if they gonna know you didn't vote. Well, if you so old and you know so much about analytics say we voted at this clip last time, and the time before that, and the time before that, and the time before that, and what happened? Huh? Well, I'm gonna tell you what happened. You got an invite to the White House. You got an invite to the dinner. You got paid to be on TV. You got paid to be on the radio. You got paid to be on the internet to tell us to do something because you got paid to do it. So ain't nobody listening to you no more. So now, hey, let's say goodbye to the bad guy. I thought you didn't need us no way. I thought we were stupid. We can't be unimportant and beneath everybody and all of a sudden be so important. See, sometimes you got to make people miss you. But sometimes the people who miss you actually think you coming back. And that's not happening. It's not happening. So, America, you got to say goodbye to the bad guy now. Because let me tell you who the real bad guy is. Everybody pointing a finger at us. And it's about to, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's about to come to a head. See what they really trying to do. And it's the only thing I don't like about people being against immigration. Only thing I don't like. Because what they trying to do is have all of these migrants come here, these immigrants come here, and then say, it's them. It's them. Oh, they're criminals from Venezuela. And then the criminals from Mexico. And no, B. All these criminals work for you. No. So now you're going to say all these criminals are it's them. They're snatching up babies. First of all, last time I checked, it was human trafficking before all these immigrants came here. Y'all was doing that before that. Y'all was chopping up bodies and taking people's body parts and organs before that. Oh, but we're not supposed to say that, huh? Okay. And even with the immigration thing, letting people in the country doing all that crazy, not even crazy, letting people in the country so you can underpay them, right? You thought these people was going to contribute to America and they were sending money back home. That's what happened. What happens is people come here, and because they got ties to their homeland, they send money back home until they get tired of getting played by the people in their homeland. because they get sick of sending money and then they go back home and somebody just living high on the hog, just effing off their life. And these people working 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And they realizing I'm helping the wrong people. I ain't doing this no more. And then they stop. But they might be 5, 10, 15, 20 years in by then. That's what it is. You know. And the police gonna be on one. They're gonna be on one because guess what? They actually don't want to deal with them cartels like that. They don't want that kind of smoke. They don't want that. They don't want the kind of people who gonna show up to their house when they off and shoot up their house while they chilling with their wife and kids. They was bullies and killers in public with everybody else, and now that the house gets shot up, they're gonna start screaming. They don't want that kind of problem. So they're trying to avoid it, but it's too late. You made it happen. You made it happen. You wanted all these people to come? Cool, do that. You want all these people to come and thought they was going to assimilate into America, and they really didn't. They really didn't. And now you're like, hey man, there's too many of these people now. Y'all not slick. And a lot of these businesses, you know, and for a lot of y'all who, you know, who might not know this, that's the same thing with like construction and home renovation. What you have is a bunch of like white-owned companies who hire a bunch of immigrants or illegals, pay them pennies on a dollar, and they do all these jobs all the time, right? But here's the problem. You're gonna run into a couple of smart immigrants who gonna be, you know, Hispanic. And you know what they're gonna do? When they figure it out, right? Because they'll do what brothers would do. Brothers be like, dude, I'm just starting a construction firm. I ain't got time for this. I'm just starting a construction firm. You know? So what I'm finna do is I'm gonna start my own business. Now when the Hispanics start starting their own business, watch them white people flip out. Watch they flip out. Oh, they can't do that. They're lazy. They're illegal. They're hiring illegal immigrants. Nope. It's gonna be Juan's Roofing. You know what I'm saying? Hector's Home Renovation. Oh yeah, they're gonna already have all these relationships in Home Depot and Lowe's and all these other, you know, companies, because they've been in and out. And then the white dude's gonna be stuck because it's gonna be the Hispanic people hiring the Hispanic people, and they're gonna be like, I ain't dealing with y'all no more. And then guess what? You can't blame us. You know why you can't blame us? Because when black dudes started doing trades, you know what they started doing? That's how you got this underground market of quote unquote under the table labor, because they didn't want to pay black men who got certified in trades. They didn't want to pay them at the market rate. So that's how you get this whole market of paying people under the table. It's like, okay, cool. Guess what? Now they gonna do the exact same thing, and now you're gonna be stuck. And then it's gonna be, brother, we need to stick together because America's falling. Nah, man. No. Say goodbye to the bad guy, man. Now you're gonna have a problem. Now you're gonna have a problem on your hands. So here we go. We're right there on the precipice of it about to go down. And then, you know, another thing that it cracks me up. I'll say this, it cracks me up. Is, you know, if you haven't noticed, you know, exactly. If people haven't noticed, you're starting to hear, how can I say? You're starting to see a lot of white America talk about the recession and the market and things not working out, and you know it's not looking good out there, and you're starting to hear, you know, some of our black women online, you know, all of a sudden everything costs too much, and maybe I do need a man, and it's like, oh, this y'all first time being black men, and I'm gonna tell you partially what this involves. And it's gonna sound messed up, but just hear me out. See, everybody was accustomed to eating off of us. So the ladies were accustomed, whether it be dating, whether it be child support, whether it be divorce settlements, whatever, living off of people's retirements, whatever, right? White America was accustomed to, charging us for everything, targeting us and charging us for everything. And now what's happening is all of these charges, you messed up. Because it's not, sometimes, people forget you can't get blood from a turnip, but people also forget something else. You're not going to catch me slipping on the same thing over and over and over again. And that's what America seems not to realize about black men. We the bad guy, but you're not finna catch me slipping on the same thing twice. No. That's what other people do in America. Other people in America make the same mistake 4, 5, 6, 7 times because they keep getting slaps on the wrist. We don't get slaps on the wrist. So you're not finna, what's up, dog? So you're not finna catch that. We're not finna, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I was driving down this freeway at 110 and I got pulled over. I got $1,000 ticket. I'm just exaggerating, but I got a huge ticket. Man, my car insurance went up. What you gonna do? Next weekend, I'm gonna go drive again. No, you're not. When you get that, because they're gonna lock you up anyways. So then you got locked up, you got impounded, then you got the ticket, then you got the insurance. You're like, I ain't doing it no more. So then you get less and less. And you got dudes that back in the day we used to play that game. I'm gonna get this kind of car. I'm gonna get this kind of car. I'm gonna make it look like this. I'm gonna paint it like this. I'm gonna do this. If you notice, even that market died down a whole lot. Now the last little thing that we consider black dudes was the Challenger thing, But in all honesty, the vast majority of black men wasn't buying Chargers and Challengers. That was young dudes. Because guess what? We like, nah, B. No, thank you. I'm not finna get caught in a car that the police gonna follow me in. Nope. I'm gonna drive something different. You know what I'm gonna drive? Something the white guys drive. So you're gonna think I'm them because the window's gonna be tinted the same. You gonna have to look in that motherfucker. So that happened. So now, the pulling over is stopping. And even when people talk about the hood, people don't go to the hood like that no more. People don't want to hear that, but people don't go to the hood. A lot of people don't even live in the hood no more. At this particular point, the people who live in the hood are people who wanted to live a hood life. That's it. The people who just wanted to live a hood, who wanted to be in a neighborhood, who wanted to be, in drama and shenanigans. And what I mean by that is the people in high school that never grew up. See what I'm saying? Like, we ain't playing these games no more. We're not doing this. We ain't even doing that no more. You ain't gonna catch us no more. You ain't catching us slipping no more. So it's like, yo, we the bad guy. Now you got to catch other people. Exactly. Dash cams. Oh no, it wasn't me, Playboy. I got it on film. Wasn't me. Because the more you start looking around living, the more you start going, oh, because, and I ain't the only brother who know this, when you go out in public, I still get the white guys and the Hispanic guys giving me the mean mug when I'm, when I'm pulling in the parking lot or going to the grocery store, when I'm in work, when I'm working, they, why you that disgusted look, and I kind of chuckle. I'm like, I will beat the brakes off of you. Get it, shut up. But the issue is what? What? The issue is very simple. You gotta say goodbye to the bad guy. And I'm gonna say something that might set some people off. This is why we're kind of hated in the dating market. Is because people think that sometimes brothers gravitate to like white chicks or Hispanic chicks, not really Asians or Arab chicks. But I'm gonna tell you what it really is. A lot of times, you got women of another race, of other races, who have that fetish thing. But as you get older, the truth of it is this: them chicks, when you become a grown man, all of them chicks feel safer with us. That's what it is. See, they've been holding the secrets. White ladies been holding the secrets from white men. They've been holding their secret. They've been participating in the racism, but they've been hiding the abuse. Hispanics participating in the racism, hiding the abuse. That's where Asians at right now. They participated in the racism and they ran to the white guy. And now, they're getting jammed up in two different ways. Because guess what? Some of them getting beat, but a lot of them getting used for their money. You get what I'm saying? But they don't want to say nothing because it's white guys. Like, this is what I mean by America got to say goodbye to the bad guy. Because now, even when it comes to that aspect of it, a lot of times people think it's just a sex thing. It's really not just a sex thing. What these women are starting to trade is this. They're like, my family probably not gonna like you. My community probably not gonna like you. But I would rather be with you because I'm safer with you than I am with them, and I just deal with their shenanigans. That's what wound up happening. Because I've been out there. I've been there. Listening to young ladies who aren't black talk about how the men in their community assaulted them, and it's just a thing that they do. Whether it be physical or sexual. You get what I'm saying? Oh, we just moved over it. Like, see, a lot of when y'all think about these Tyler Perry movies having all these extremes, that's really them other communities every day. That Tyler Perry extreme thing that really don't exist in our community, that does exist in those other communities. So it's like, hey man, you're on your own. So now we got a problem. Because America, you got to say goodbye to the bad guy. And people don't want to hear that. And then it becomes, the money thing. Like you could say in the last 20 years, I would say the 20, because think about this. America got basically $35 trillion in debt in the last 24 years. So when you think about incompetence, people being stupid, people being lazy, people don't know what they're doing. People being walking around sagging their pants and going yo 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 yo, and that old stereotype, right? You got to ask the question. If I was sagging my pants, I ain't the one that effed up the whole economy. It was a dude in the suit. It was a bunch of them in suits. Worked for a bunch of banks, bunch of people in finance, bunch of people in politics, bunch of people in corporate America. So when we say, hey man, we not over there. You know why the reason that we got inflation is because y'all got greedy. And this is why I got to touch on that greed part. See, what a lot of people figured was you was going to overcharge us as black men, right? And everybody else had this gentleman silent agreement where, we overcharge them, but we get a fair rate. And a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about who've ever been in business, where and black people, and it's black men and black women who know this one. If you start a business and then you got to go to wholesale, to buy your stuff, or they come to you or whatever, when you find they overcharge you when they wholesale you. They give you all these stupid little speeches about, it's this, and you got to buy this many, and you have to have this type of paperwork, and you have to have, this type of thing, and you have to have insurance to this number, and blah, blah, blah. So, normally this would be 50 cents, but for you, it's got to be 125 because of all of these things. And then you talk to somebody else, and they go, that don't look like you, and they go, no, it's 50 cents. No, we pay 50 cents. As a matter of fact, we've been dealing with them for years, so we pay actually 45 cents. And it's like, wait, what? So you don't need all that? No, we never needed all of that. No, I don't know what you're talking what that is. It's like, oh, okay, okay, okay. And then what happened? And they would say, I don't. That was the backstory behind people going, I don't support black businesses because they overcharge. And the reason they was overcharging was because they was getting screwed at the wholesale. And but what happened? Y'all fools thought people was gonna keep coming to y'all other stores. And y'all was rude. And not only were y'all rude and disrespectful, y'all really wasn't selling like that. Because people forget something about these stores, even in the hood. Whether it be Hispanics, whether it be Arabs, they're known for one thing notoriously. Whether it be white people, not necessarily as much for white people though. They always had old food, always had old snacks, always had so they bought that stuff and they didn't even and they just had it there. The expirations days to be gone. If they feel like they're getting screwed over by the wholesaler, they'll go to Costco and Sam's Club, and they'll have the little things on it that says "Do not sell individually" in their store. Oh yeah, they was doing all kinds of stuff that you couldn't do. And guess what? People stopped going there too. People's like, I ain't dealing with this, man. I ain't dealing with this stuff. Oh, you got a bad attitude. I ain't dealing with this. I'm out of here. So now, what do we do? So now it's like, hey man, you say goodbye to the bad guy. Say goodbye to the bad guy. Yeah, I know about that. Like, I saw a couple of the brothers' videos about the sister who had the food truck, and she said she thought people was lying when they said, they was giving other people groups money, and they wouldn't do it for us. And there's no disrespect to her as a black woman, but the reason why she didn't know because she was a black woman. Because she got all kind of other little programs and benefits for her. But she wound up putting herself in a financial position probably that she became an equivalent to a black man, so she got treated like a black man. She thought it was all BS. And then she had to go, oh no, that's what they do. Yes, that's what they do. So at a certain point, you got to say goodbye to the bad guy. And people don't want to hear it. And this is where, it's going to fall from the top. In the next few years, and I've talked about this previously, I live in Houston, but I pretty much know there's been a thing, ever since COVID happened. But it was happening prior to that anyways. If you live in a major metropolitan city, there's a lot of vacant what do you call it? It's not corporate buildings, corporate real estate, commercial real estate. There's a lot of vacant commercial real estate. A lot of vacant commercial real estate. And guess what? Y'all didn't want to hire brothers. Y'all didn't want brothers around. Y'all doing so good. You living abroad. People are working from home, blah, 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 yada, yada. People making $100,000. And now guess what? Yo, man, y'all laid everybody off. Y'all laid a lot of people off. And now you don't need this space. You got people working from home. Now you don't need this space. Oh, I know Chicago look like that. I grew up in Chicago. I already know. And I know how trifling it is in Chicago. Some of y'all might not even know this. When COVID happened, I'm gonna tell you what some of the people who was working from home in Chicago did. These fools, if they was making enough money, they got sick of Chicago and they was working from home. Them fools started moving to Florida. West side is the best side. Them fools started moving to Florida, Tennessee, Carolina, because they wanted to live. It was warmer and it was cheaper. And then to the point where some of these people got fired because some of these corporate jobs, like, hey man, you gotta come back. You gotta come back to the building. And no, we gotta have at least this many people in the workforce in the building because we can't justify having this commercial space without y'all being here. And if you don't come back here, we're gonna fire you. Some of y'all don't realize some of these people kept their jobs if they looked out for them, and some of these people lost their jobs and was a completely different state looking for another job. Sometimes it was quiet quitting, all right. It's just quiet quitting in another city. But no, I'm not gonna open the stream up, fam. Because I ain't finna be on here that much long. I've been on here for like an hour. But yeah, you come with us. No. No, we're not doing that. So the reason I'm saying that is because as black men, and I'm in Gen X. I'm like if I wasn't Gen X, I'd be the oldest millennial. Let's just put it like that. But I'm the last of Gen X in that age group. What's happening with a lot of folks now, especially like in my age group, especially the men, we about to be done. We either done or about to be done paying child support. We either already family men and we saving money, or we single and we saving money. And what's happening is, we're kind of off the grid. We're in this major cities, but kind of off the grid. And that's what everybody else is trying to do. And a lot of times it's too late. No. I mean, there are black men who stab each other in the back, but you got to understand something. That's a stereotype too, nah. Because I'm going to say, a lot of black men aren't in a position to stab black men in the back. Are there black men in high positions? Yeah. But a lot of black men aren't in the position to stab other men in the back. Not in the grown world. What you see now is a form of stabbing black men in the back is basically, like right now, is the celebrity thing. I would say the Ricky Smiley thing and the Steve Harvey thing is the form of stabbing black men in the back. Or even if you listen to the Ricky Smiley morning show, what is the guy name? Gary, the gay guy who always got something negative to say about black men who are not gay. They're stabbing black men in the back. But it's to the point where it's so regular and normalized in society. Everybody goes along with the program, but it becomes an issue. And the issue is what? You don't see us in real life doing none of the stuff that y'all portraying us to do. Actually, when the cameras come out, it's everybody else. And I'm going to say it this way. Even though she's not quote unquote FBA, and it ain't even got to just be that. When you see black women and gay black men portray, talk bad about black men in America, and I'm gonna use Issa Rae as an example when I say this. When she made that show, when she created that show, right? I just forgot the doggone name, but whatever. But her show. At the end of the day, the women looked crazy. The men didn't. And the reason why that is important is because we're at a point in our society, and that ain't just with black women, and that ain't just with gays, and that ain't just with white America. It's with everybody who's not black men. They're so into their crazy belief system that they will write their insecure. Thank you, fam. That lets you know when you can write a whole show about life and try to, and you're so bad at villainizing black men, you don't know that you're the villain. And it's like, I'm out here just doing the most. I'm doing crazy stuff. I'm being disrespectful. I'm being crazy. But hey, and now it's him. Nope, it's you. It's you. It's you at this point. America has an issue. It's not us. It's you. As much as you want to blame us for stuff, part of us, taking a step back and kind of being off the grid is we got sick of being blamed for everything. See, I come from that group. You in school as a kid, and you see little kids going through it now, especially the little boys. You put the little boys in a daycare and it's a mixed daycare. The teachers, whether they be black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Arab, they start treating the little kids crazy. You see it in daycare. And the older you get, and your memory sets in, then you get to little grade school. The teacher's always acting crazy. You get older, you get to high school. You might be a problem. If you go out to college, it's gonna be an issue. You get out of college, it's gonna be an issue. So after a while, you go, man, I'm tired of being around y'all, man. I've been dealing with y'all and y'all craziness on all these different groups for too long. Too long. I'm done. I ain't got the time for it no more. And what they forgot was, and it was something very blatant. And this is what I mean by people pay their way out of it. America, when they say, the average home is like $400,000 now, right? Part of what they forgot to tell everybody was, see, they wanted you to believe in American dream. And what the American dream is to be in a nice white enclave. But for a nice white enclave, you got to pay a little extra. And what they didn't tell everybody was what? Everybody in a nice white enclave can't afford to be in a nice white enclave. So, you could say us black men, we broke, blah, blah, blah. But if we making $60,000 a year, we living off of the $60,000 a year we making, minus the taxes and all that. So whatever that might be 40 or whatever, right? But these other people, what are they doing? They're making $100,000 a year, right? But they got a $400,000 house, a $100,000 truck, a $60,000 car, $55,000 to $100,000 in student loans. They can't keep up. So now they got $10,000 in credit card debt. They can't keep up. All to be in a nice white area. And this is part of the reason why all these banks have an issue. Because all these banks can't, like, we let these people go crazy. We let them go crazy with this credit card. Now they owe 40 grand. Now they making minimum payments. But man, at least it's not the Negroes. You're right. Because if we got a good credit score, it's a crapshoot. You can have you can have a 650, 700 to 800 credit score, and you could have a $40,000 limit, or you could have $1,000 limit. As a black man, it just don't. And you know how I know? Because I've been there. I got one credit card that I don't even use it. And the reason I don't use it is because I pay it off. And they tell me the same story. Well, sir, because it seems like you don't keep balances. You don't owe a lot of money. If you got $500 on your credit card, you pay the $500. Well, it's no reason. I'm like, hey man, I'm cool with that. Now I talk to other people I know. It's like, hey, how much you owe on credit cards? What? And I've known black women like that. They started out with 1,000. They went to 5,000 because they maxed it out. So they just extended their limit because they was making the minimum payments, right? Then they went to 2,500. 5,000. Then they went to 10,000. Then they went to 15. Then they went to 20. And now this chick got a $15,000 credit card bill, and she's looking for a man. It's crazy, So it is what it is. So it's like, yeah. So it's like, yeah, we say goodbye to the bad guy, America. I appreciate you. I really do. I really do appreciate you. Because all of the stuff you did to make sure my life was not good, your problem was your regular old American greed. Because since you couldn't get it out of me, you extended it to everybody else. And here's the beauty of extending it to everybody else. Everybody else you extended it to are really entitled and angry at America. So while you worried about the blacks, taking over the country and burning everything down, what you need to be worried about is the whites. What you need to be worried about is the Hispanics. What you need to be worried about is the Asians. What you need to be worried about is the Arabs, because you sold them all the dream and you all helped them, and then you screwed every last one of them. Every last one of them. And guess what? And they were so busy caught up in the, we hate the Negroes too, that their whole family is in debt. Their next generation is in debt. Just like when you had the Asian people who sent their kids to school. Think about that. There's a lot of Asians who work these own these restaurants, had these stores, had these things, and we're gonna send our kids to college. So they work, the family had a family-owned restaurant for 30 years, sent the kids to college, and then realized something on the back end. Kids can't get a job or keep a job. That's what happened. So now the kids got to come back and work in a business if they want to or if they don't want to. And you know what some of them young kids start doing? Stealing. Know how I know? Because when I was in New Orleans, I grew up. Let me tell you something. When I was in New Orleans, my grandmother lived in the East, in East Orleans. And anybody who been from New Orleans know who on the East? Vietnamese people. You know what them people do? Breaking people's houses and steal people's cars. Because Vietnamese people used to keep money in their house. It turned into real crime land over there. But hey, it's the Asians. It don't count. What you think is going on in the Bay Area with all them car break-ins? They still stealing cars in New Orleans. All them people do is put on a black mask and the black gloves, you know what I'm saying, to cover their eyes. And y'all say it's black folks. That's what the Hispanics do too. That's what the white dudes do too. The white dudes get so sophisticated, they mess around and get them little Mission Impossible mask and be a black dude and put shades on them. They trifling. It's getting that bad. So y'all gonna have to track down all of the stuff you did in America. It is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all heard about that. But I've been on here for like an hour 15, man. Just guess what? FBI stats say it's black males all the time, don't they? Don't they? And speaking of that, what crimes does the FBI say? Just think about that. What crimes? They say the black man commit the most murder. Black man get exonerated for the most murder and assault charges too. You just got to wait a good 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. It's a black man who get exonerated every day in America. People forget about think about all the black men who were convicted. Was that in Boston? It was Boston. It was California. It might have been in the Midwest too. Because in Texas too, as a matter of fact, where they had the crime lab, the DNA labs that was just throwing brothers under the bus because they was corrupting the DNA evidence, and they found out it's thrown out thousands of cases now. But on the books, those people were convicted. Those people were convicted. Yeah, that's what that is. But nobody says anything. It's like, oh yeah, well, black men get convicted for the most crimes. They commit the most crime, and then, boop. Yeah. Today in the news, some lady got caught in the crime lab lying again, and we had to throw out at least 1,000 cases. Shit. But they ain't gonna pay no restitution. You know what I'm saying? They ain't not gonna pay no restitution though. They gonna throw them cases out. But then those guys, if they black, they're not gonna get hired because they're gonna ask them their history. Like, you were in jail for what? No, I just got exonerated because such and such. They was messing up in a thing downtown, and then the people that was hiring, well, he's black, he could have did it anyway. Forget all that. It was an Indian woman, yeah, I remember, but it was two of them. In that case, it was two of them. It was like one in Boston and one in like Springfield, Massachusetts. It was crazy. In that case, it was crazy because it was two separate buildings that got caught. But let me get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Say goodbye to the bad guy, man. Peace.
It looks like a job for Superman.
Do this,
Spoken from the lips of the young or the old, fear of me.
Yeah. Gotta put it all in.
And they are Superman.
All the way.
I guess I'm taking off the cake through the glasses in the trash. Being super is great, saving y'all is such a drag. Even God took a break, me I ain't coming back. I got one life to live, if you don't like it, that's your ass. Cause nobody saved me, plus when I talk, I'm just a peon. I could use somebody just like I'm the kings of neon. This world is cold as ice, mixed with salt, mixed with freon. They got me pissed off, but that's better than being peed on for eons. clowns, human beings took kindness for weakness. When you constipated, you start to appreciate shit. Put before you life and death, and you just gotta choose. The kryptonite life means you still follow the rules. If your credit's messed up or your bills ain't paid, then it's getting disconnected. Can't nobody say the day. And I can fly, leave a building in a single bound, but I can't stand fair weather friends, and I just fly around. My super friends is Justice League. Only folk I kick it with. Kill Lex Luthor, so what? We had to finish it. Kids play games and adults play for keeps. And me, I play to win, but I ain't playing in these streets. And life is not a joke. Then again, it ain't this serious. Superman can say the day, but God can say the Superman. Saga of the kryptonite life just ended. You enjoy listening? Man, I finished it. Lois, come holler at me. I got an ice couch. Thank you for coming out, listening. I knew you would like it because we made it. I'm so frigid and so fly.